Let's dive into all of this right now. Welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here, baby, at 6 Scale Cantina. And I bet you didn't think I was going to whip up on you that old intro. But sometimes, baby, old things do die hard. And we're going to get into that a little bit later in this episode for sure. But as my friend Sean Spencer would say right now, wait for it. Wait for it. Is it possible that this is a brand new series by 6 Scale Cantina called Live and Raw? And I say, yes, it sure is, baby. And I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk for you here this evening with me, myself, and I, this whole panel, and all these dudes behind me. And that is going to be the format for Live and Raw for sure. So I am super, super pumped up to be with you all here this evening. And I want to welcome everybody who is tuning in on this kind of impromptu stream. And hello there. We've got Negan, ex-Army in the house. We've got Lane. We've got Joe P. We've got Michael. We've got Connors in the house. OG fan. Doc's in the house. Doc Measles in the house. Starchild. Thrawn. Be Real. The Collector #1. It's Popsick in the house. Everybody's in the house. That's awesome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. So I've got a whole lot, baby. I got a whole lot to get into. Look, we got 808 Michigan. Man, I can't even say everybody that's in here. So, man, oh man, let's just put this on the screen here. So let's hear what A New Hope Han has to say about Solo, a Star Wars story, Han, and how he handled the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs. Well, maybe I'll ask him in just a little bit here, Lane. But I am super, super pumped up to see everybody here. Listen, we've got a whole lot to get into. Now, I am dealing with some thunderstorms, baby. But you know what? We're going to try and get into everything that we can and hope for the best, right? And look at this. Paystrick with the $5 bomb. Aries, good evening, man. Listen, good evening, man, to you too, Paystrick. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for that. And good evening to everybody out there for sure. So we got a whole lot to get into. Listen, I'm going to do my regular podcast. Does Dark Jedi Aries have an agenda? I sure do. And I'm going to run it just like a live podcast that I'm hoping to get to all of your questions as much as possible for sure. Love you too. Love you too there, everybody. Joel, thank you so much. And got to put this up here in the stream. Thank you so much. Starchild, L7, come on in. Smash that like button on the way in. Listen, brother, thank you so much for doing that. Absolutely. If you're watching this right now, please hit that like button. Absolutely appreciate that. What is that? The Merman as your avatar? I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Listen, we've got a whole lot to get into. And there is a ton going on right now within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. I'm going to bring up some figures that are trending that are probably going to surprise you for sure. They're absolutely going to surprise you. So without further ado, let's go ahead, everybody. We got 52 in here already. That is awesome. Let me go ahead and bring up on the screen 6scalecantina.com. And let's go ahead and go through some of the news that's going on. So right here, bringing this up on the screen, I'm actually at the market value chart because I want to tell everybody who's watching, and a lot of the subscribers for sure. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead, smash that subscribe button besides the like button. When you go to 6scalecantina.com, there's a little market alert. See this little flashing red light? And it gives an update. Like this is updated before the biggest movers section at 6scalecantina.com on the homepage. So you may want to like check out 6scalecantina.com for the latest news, because I do update this more regularly than the biggest movers section. There's so much to update at 6scalecantina.com. I put a lot of work into this, as many of you know. But right here, I want to bring this to your attention. And if you look up on the screen, BB-8 is trending up. Yes, let's go ahead and go to some data, everybody, with BB-8. So pulling this up on the screen, just for instance, and you could see right here as I'm pulling this up, back from June 7th, $175.50 with 28 bits, free shipping, not including taxes. So let me all tell you something about this. This BB-8 has been showing signs for a while of starting to trend up within the secondary market. And thank you so much there, Star Child. I do appreciate it. And I am going to take that down for a minute and going to put up lanes here in a second. But the BB-8 has been showing signs for a little bit. And you have to wonder, is it possible this was having an impact with the Rey and BB-8 2-pack? And I think that it was a little bit. I think that Rey is hot in the secondary market. I think that Kylo Ren is hot. I think that the Praetorian Guards are hot. And I think that because you have Rey and Dio coming out, there may be some interest in pairing Dio with BB-8. There may be. Because this is a little high for this price. I remember when this particular BB-8 and BB-9E was going for this price, the 2-pack. But because this was going for around $100, $110 for the longest time. But this has been showing signs of trending up, and there you go first. There's one of the first bombshells, not in the biggest movers section because I didn't put it there. But, you know, when you go to the market value chart, this thing has risen considerably for sure. And I am going to look here. So let's pause there for a second and welcome everybody for tuning in. Please go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. And welcome everybody to 6 Scale Cantina live and raw. This is my regular weekly podcast, and I am just doing this right here with you. And let's go ahead and show Lane. Thank you so much, Lane, with the $5 bomb. So Aries, you heard me about my questions in relation to Sideshow Grievous with the joints. How do you feel the figure may still trend, and how you feel? Well, I think that the Sideshow Grievous, I watched a little bit of the unsealed and reveal lane and everybody watching. And I'm actually pretty, I was pretty happy with it. It looks like that, you know, they were trying to show that they had some, you know, different paint apps, you know, to it. And correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I kind of skimmed through, I did watch it live, and then I was going back and forth with it. And I think that they were saying that they did, you know, tighten up the joints and re-engineer it a little bit. I'll be honest with you, Lane. My opinion on the Grievous was from the get-go that I wasn't expecting anything. I was expecting it to be the same Grievous that was released by them whenever that was, 2014 or whatever year, 2015 or however many years it was when they released it. So any improvement on the Grievous at all, to me, is a bonus, because I was looking for that figure within the secondary market. For the longest time to find one at, that had really good joints and not any pieces missing or broken pieces. And you really had to spend upwards over $700 to get one that way. And you really couldn't take a chance on getting one that was still sealed because it could have been broken already, within the box. So I was really looking for a collector that actually had it within their DTOF or had, been playing with it and really, had good feedback or trustworthy. So for me, I was already looking for it. So any improvement at all to me is a huge bonus. I am super stoked for that figure. And thank you so much for that, Lane. I do appreciate it for sure. And welcome everybody. And let's look at this comment here. Grievous is now number 4 on Sideshow. Yes. It was up there since May 4th. It was up there since that May 4th week. So that was a long, long time, Thrawn, that the Grievous was at number 1. It was similar to the Ahsoka, the Clone Wars Ahsoka anyway. So just like the Clone Wars Ahsoka broke the internet, I believe that Grievous broke the internet as well. It's not going to stay number 1 up in the charts forever. I mean, a lot of pre-orders have been already done on that particular figure. But yeah, I mean, Grievous. Yeah, I'm stoked about it, man, for sure. I am stoked. And let's bring up this comment over here before I move on. Eric Lork, $5 bomb. Thank you, Eric, so much. Hey, Aries. I bought that BB-8 to pair with Rey and Dio, exactly as you suspected. Well, you know what, Eric? That's what I think is going on. I have been noticing that BB-8 by itself has been rising. And you have to wonder, just how much of a demand there is for BB-8, because when you look at BB-9E, it is actually trending down. And I've been watching BB-9E trend down for a while. And it's possible, once I collect enough data, that is going to make it on one of the market outlook editions of the market value chart show. But yeah, I think that's going on with that BB-8. And that BB-8 is not the same BB-8 that was packed in with the Rey figure from The Force Awakens. It has some extra accessories. So, I do think it's an exact, replica of it. So it is like a reissue, but it comes with some different or some additional things when you go ahead and buy it by itself. So, good show there for sure. Thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and see what else is going on within the secondary market. So let's pull this back up onto the screen. And you see BB-8 over there. There's a recent auction. That is insane for this figure. I am telling you, folks, that is insane for sure. Let's see some other news. So if you go, when you're looking at the market alert that I had up on 6scalecantina.com, you're going to see a whole lot about Death Troopers. And pulling this up onto the screen, everybody who's watching here, back from June 7th, the Death Trooper Specialist Deluxe, $610 with 26 bids. Wow. Not including the $20 in standard shipping. And this is very, very positive feedback. Over 10,000, 100% positive, not including the sales tax. Wow. So even with a reissue, which is basically what the Mandalorian Death Trooper is, it really is, this is still, because of the difference variation, trending up. This is insane right now. And on the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com, this Death Trooper Specialist from Rogue One is somewhere now within the high $500 tier range. And is it possible, baby, that this figure can hit the $600 tier range? And I say yes. And that is crazy with all the Death Troopers that are on the market. And just how well is that Death Trooper from The Mandalorian doing? Remember, it trended up when it initially went on waitlist, but then it started to trend down. But now it started to trend up again. And now it's trending up even more. Let's bring up some recent data on the Death Trooper. And you can see right here, back from June 6th, 17 bids, $353.11. Wow, another very, very good seller. Enormous feedback, 100% positive, not including the near $70, guys, $70 in U.S. shipping and not including taxes. Yes, the Death Trooper from The Mandalorian is on the move, on the market value chart, and 6scalecantina.com for sure. And, you know, if you go back and remember what I've been saying in past videos about these Death Troopers and also the Incinerator Trooper and the Remnant Trooper, they were kind of trending down, you know, for a while. And it was expected because there was so much in the secondary market right now, and there's so much really that have been coming off a pre-order, and a lot. Remember, I was saying too in several episodes ago that the Sideshow website was going to look vastly different a couple of months ago from where it was going to look in May and June. And you could look at that now. If you go back to what that looked like in March, it was a whole different ball game there. But I did think that these troopers would start to elevate. And you're seeing that with the Remnant Trooper. And you're also seeing it now. The market value chart shows the Remnant Trooper and the Death Trooper from The Mandalorian are rising up. Now, the Incinerator Trooper is not yet. But is it possible that it will, and it will get over the $300 tier range? We're going to have to keep an eye on it. But I do think that it will. And I do think that Artillery Trooper with the yellow paint that's up on Sideshow is certainly going to have an effect on that for sure. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Right now, we got 72 with just me, with just lowly old Aries in here with the live and raw podcast. Please hit that like button if you're enjoying this content, and it does help the video for sure. I so appreciate it, and I am so happy to hang out with you all here tonight for sure. Let's see here. We've got Reximum Rex, more clones, Wolf, Echo, Jesse, Fives, etc. Listen, we've already got Echo on pre-order, baby. And I know that Hunter's coming. I tell you, Wolf has got to be a must. I don't know what anybody else out there thinks, but they've got to be coming out with that. I mean, what they're doing with that Tamora Morrison head sculpt and what they're doing with all the clones, I say bring them all on, baby. I mean, we have so many stormtroopers from the original trilogy, and I love it. And personally, I'm not even into collecting the troopers yet in Hot Toys. I'm going to start, believe it or not, with the 501st, with the Clone Trooper Deluxe that's coming out later this year. And that's when I'm going to start collecting the troopers from my Hot Toys line. But man, let's bring them on, because I'm with all of these for sure. Yeah, great comment. And then here's another one here. Penny Swan, yeah, good to have you in the house, everybody in here. Please, Wolf, it's the only Sideshow I can't stand to buy in the secondary market. You know, I was checking out some of these. I think it was the Shock Trooper in the secondary market. And, you know, it goes for a lot of money. You know, make no mistake about, you know, some of these troopers that are going to be coming out, like the Coruscant Guard. I wish they would put out the Airborne Trooper. Somebody made that out there in the comment. The 212 that'll go great with Cody. I mean, I think these are no-brainers. When you look at how some of these troopers do within the secondary market, some of these Sideshow troopers, they are money, baby. They are money, baby, for Hot Toys. And there's a lot of trooper collectors out there from Hot Toys, and I'm sure they would sure be into it, those that want to collect them for sure. So 76 watching, please hit that like button. Thank you, everybody. And let me go to this, actually. This ladies man 727 said, could Rex easily become a $300 figure? Listen, baby, Is it possible that Rex is going to immediately, when it goes on waitlist, hit the $400 tier range? And I say yes. I really, really do. Remember what happened with Cody? Cody, as soon as it went on waitlist, it shot right up like the OG Mando to $350. Unlike the OG Mando, on its rise up over 400. That figure did not dip down like the OG Mando did and have the waves. Cody has continued to come up and up and up. And one thing I want to point out to everybody that's been watching, and we were just talking about Sideshow clones, and we're talking about, Wolf, and we're talking about Hunter, and we're talking about the 212, and so on and so forth. Rex is going to be, I believe, a higher caliber impact within the secondary market initially. Once that figure hits waitlist, I think immediately that is a $400 tier range figure. Now, that's a lot to say, and that's a big prediction. But from everything that I see within the secondary market, not only with Star Wars hot toys and the trends that are going on right now, but everything that I see, for, clone troopers in the secondary market, from Sideshow, I do believe that Rex is going to be a high riser within the secondary market. For sure. Okay. So let's go ahead and get back to some of these other ones that are trending. Let me go to this screen. We got 85 watching. Please hit that like button. Thank you so much for joining the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, who I'm serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk on this new market chart show series called Live and Raw, baby. And you guys are basically the panel. You're the panel in here with me. This is a lot of fun. All right, let's go to some other ones that I put up within the market alert. I'm going to go ahead and bring this back up on the screen for those that are coming in a little bit late. So a lot of times you go to 6scalecantina.com to see what's going on in the biggest movers section and the market value chart. But when you go, sometimes I don't get an opportunity to update the biggest movers section quite as fast as I do the market value chart, and nowhere near quite as fast as this little market alert that's available on every menu area you go to at 6scalecantina.com. I have the latest news that I try and post up on here at least every couple of days. So we already talked about BB-8 trending up. The Death Trooper Specialist, DLX, surging towards the $600 tier range. Rey, the Last Jedi, rises yet again. Well, she just trended down, Aries, right? But she's trending back up, which is what was expected, I thought, anyway. And Leia and Wicket is up. The vintage color Boba Fett is surging. And we talked about that. This is going to be fun, baby. Let's bring some of these up. I'm going to bring some of these up right now. Let's spill some coffee. Let's spill some coffee together, baby. All right. Let's look at what's going on. Here's some data with Rey. I don't want to put everything up here on a live show, but let's go to a Rey. Rey the Last Jedi from June 9th, $380 with 10 bids. Look at the feedback. It is not including the taxes and the shipping. Again, this is a good figure. And when you look at everything Rey, let's do Rey Mania. Let's do Rey Mania, brother. Let's bring everything up for Rey the Last Jedi. When you look through here, consistently, everything is within the $400, $500 range with some of these prices, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculously outrageous. But I'm just saying, when you have a figure that's trending in the mid 300s, you're going to get a lot of times some of these listings that are going to try and sell it for 600, 700. I'm just telling you. And that's one of the reasons you always have to pay attention to the secondary market trends so that you're aware of what some of these values are. But this is about normal because this is where this figure is, somewhere, mid 350 and starting to sell again many times in the $400 tier range. So that's why you're seeing all these 500s and 600s. When you go down, it just continues to go on and on and on with this Rey. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's go to another one here. And if I'm missing your comments from it, I'll get to it in a second. That's Rey Mania. How about Leia and Wicket Mania? Because I mentioned that last week. And when you go to Leia and Wicket, and you look at that here, look at this from June 7th. $420. Another one that is exceeding the original retail price. Now remember, this for forever and a day was in stock, right? Remember that? And then forever and a day, it wasn't really selling over 400. It was just where it was. But I told you that this figure, as you saw the Wicket slowly rise, slowly, and slowly this Endor Leia rise, that this 2-pack would eventually start to rise. And is it possible that this 2-pack is going to be a $500 tier range figure? And I say yes. And I've said it before, and I said it a few months ago, and I will stick to it. And I think this is a great 2-pack. I actually have this 2-pack. And I know with some of the reviews, it was like, okay, well, the Wicket isn't screen accurate. I don't know. I mentioned this in my last video, I think. I've seen Wicket. I've seen Return of the Jedi like 300 times, and it looks just like him to me. But maybe I'm just not paying very, very close attention. But looks good to me. But the Leia is hot, baby. The Leia is hot. Let's go to another one here. This is the one I want to get to, guys. Vintage color Boba. Vintage color Boba, back from June 10th. $400. This is a listing. And I told you that this was going to creep up towards the $400 tier range for the vintage color Boba Fett. And there's vintage color Boba Fett mania, because now when you're looking at all the listings for vintage color Boba Fett, you're seeing these prices right now. And is it possible that this vintage color Boba Fett is going to eventually get near to where the animated Boba Fett is? And I say yes, it's going to be a $500 tier range figure. And then it's going to be a $600 tier range figure. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely crazy. Let me go ahead and pull this up on the screen here so you can see me a little bit bigger. We got 90 in the watching. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. And let's go to some of the comments here. Jedi Toys in the house. Welcome. Welcome everybody in the house. But I'm going to have Sergio from Jedi Toys on the next live episode of the Market Value Chart Show. When is it? This coming Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will have Sergio right here from Jedi Toys in the Cantina. I will also have Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles in the house. And I think I saw him on here, Desi from Metamorphic Customs. But Desi is going to be on this Friday as well. So definitely go ahead and book that on your calendars. But thank you, Jedi Toys. Yeah, that like a 2-pack is, I like it. I mean, as an original trilogy fan, and I don't know what a lot of the people in this live chat think. And then here's one from Metamorphic Customs, Desi. Don't sleep on that Leia. It's a great set, despite the visible joints. Yes, the visible joints, Desi, were that was something that really was turning me off a little bit initially, but the figure is so good. And I actually display it with the poncho. And I'll have to show it, sometime on one of these live episodes. But the head sculpt is out of this world, and the amount of accessories that set comes with, it's crazy. And putting up so many comments over here. Here's one from Doc Aries. The Leia 2-pack is so fire. You might see it on my Instagram later. I probably need a bigger light box, as I am starting to enjoy taking pictures. It's popsick. It's popsick. It's a banger. It sure is, my friend. It sure is, brother. But here's Doricus Maximus. I haven't opened my vintage Boba Fett yet. If it's headed to 600, he may stay in that box permanently. that's a great question, point that you bring up, because I'll go ahead and touch on that real quick. You know what, Dorikas? Do you have to keep it in that vintage color box to retain its value? And I say, no, you really don't. And if you watched that live episode on Denobi 2, on Denobi's channel that I was on last week, I think it was Wednesday. We talked a little bit about that. I think it was on that show anyway. It was a great show, great time with Denobi. And with Hot Toys, you don't need to keep them in the box. Even with that, with that gorgeous packaging that the 40th anniversary vintage color Boba Fett comes in. Because it's going to retain its value. I know so many collectors that open it. And honestly, there were so many collectors from 3 3/4 inch figures or from Black Series figures that don't open the package, that have come into Hot Toys feeling liberated that they can get that packaging and still retain the value of the figure. So I really don't think you have to. Of course, a lot of people do, and that's cool to leave it in the package. I've actually considered it. But it's not going to lose any value at all, I don't believe. But, great comment there. And did somebody call? Looks like Denobi is in the house. Just talking about you, brother. I promise. All good stuff about our show last week. Great to have Denobi in the house here for sure. But yeah, no, we were just talking about, not having to have to open the vintage color Boba Fett for it to, retain its value. And I really don't think with those 40th anniversary packaging figures that you have to. I really, really don't. And I think it's very liberating for me. And I've talked to some collectors about this, and I mentioned this on Denobi's show. When I came over to Hot Toys, it was very liberating to be able to open an action figure from the package, smell it, see it, feel it, and not feel like it was depreciating, and just appreciate the action figure and the hard work that went into the artistry that went into producing and manufacturing and putting that figure together. And you artists out there know what I'm talking about. And I know Desi's in the house. We just put one of his comments up. And when I was a kid, and I mentioned this on Denobi's show, I couldn't wait, to get to Child World or Toys R Us or, Two Guys or one of those, stores. And there were so many of those figures on the pegs. And you would take it out, and I couldn't even get past the cash register to rip and open the package and throw in the darn packaging in there so I can look at like the Jawa and the little eyes, and you're looking at it and you're playing. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's fun. And so collecting in the packaging is fun too. Now, remember, I'm not saying that that's not fun. That is good. That is cool. But I got to a point where everything I was collecting Star Wars had to be kept in the packaging because that's where the money was. Oh, it has to retain its value. Oh, it's not going to be worth anything if I open it up. And it wasn't becoming a toy anymore. And I think that there's a place for that. But for me, Hot Toys was very liberating. And it's actually, I wasn't even planning this. Again, this is live. This is live and raw, baby. And we've got 97 watching. Please hit that like button. It helps the video. So appreciate you all being in the house. But I'm happy that we actually all got into this because this is going to allow me to segue into something here. So everybody bear with me with talking about, how Hot Toys liberated me and made me feel like I was when I was a kid, when I would just rip open the packaging and really just enjoy the action figure. Now, let me bring some stuff up onto the screen and change to the screen load. And let me go to these bookmarks here. Let me bring some stuff up. And I'm hoping that this will educate you or give you a different perspective. I don't know if any of you know what this is. But these are the first ever Star Wars action figures. This is the early bird set. And what happened is Kenner couldn't make the action figures in time for when the movie was coming out. To make a long story short, they were basically giving people an opportunity to get, in a way, a pre-order. We talk about, I'm just investing in pre-orders. People basically pre-ordered 4 figures in an early bird set and got like this cardboard display to give to their children on Christmas, who were really anticipating these action figures, saying, it's going to come out soon. It's going to come out soon, I promise. And I'm not getting into that, but it's kind of funny because what comes around goes around. And remember how I started this stream, all things die hard. And this is the first part of tying that in with it. But yeah, this is the early bird set. And you know what's funny? And I'm trying to remember what came with this. I think it was Luke, R2. I'm kind of losing exactly what came with that. But let's go to the next point I want to make. So after that, you eventually had these 12 backs. And it was 12 figures. Now I'm going to say something here. This might shock you, but the 4 figures that were early birds were reissued and came out again with these 12 backs. And then these 12 backs came out again with everybody buying these with these 21 backs you see on the back of this 21 back card that you're watching, that you're looking at here. And then once Empire Strikes Back came out, all 21 of these came out again with The Empire Strikes Back. So not only did we get a bunch of new figures with The Empire Strikes Back, but all the other figures that came beforehand from A New Hope got put out again. Nobody cared, by the way. They were eating these like M&Ms. To be honest with you, it was crazy how many they produced more of these. Not to get into that than anything that's in modern times. I'm telling you. And then once you got once they started getting close to Return of the Jedi in 1983, then they went ahead and see if I could find this here. There it is, vintage mock Return of the Jedi logo. Then they came out with the Return of the Jedi line, which had a lot of Return of the Jedi figures, including Bib Fortuna. But it also had everything from the Empire Strikes Back line, and there was no differences. Maybe a big head or small head Han. I don't know. Okay, so then all the movies went out, and then they started the Power of the Force line. Let's get into this. So keep with me here on this, because there's a point to this. Then they came out with this line, which had some new figures, like a Man-to-Man, some new ones, Han and Carbonite. But it came out with all the old figures again, with the Power of the Force. This was the first reiteration of Power of the Force. They had the Power of the Force orange card and the green card, but those they use new sculpts. They use like these beefy ones. They just put these out again, and they put out the same figures again. And what's very, very interesting about this is I'm tying this into why you should pay attention to the secondary market and the secondary market trends, why you need to follow the prices within the secondary market, why you need to follow, for lack of a better word, the hype for some of these figures. And ultimately what I'm getting to here is, I think, and I've said this in so many episodes since I've been coming out with videos, you can't get into this to invest in it, because you can't rely on the value. Let me bring something up here. And I'm going to show you the real grail, which is not the vinyl Cape Jawa. But I'm going to put this up on the screen. This is a Vlix from the Droids line. This was also around the Power of the Force when those coins came out, which were collector coins, by the way. And we're going to get into what that term means in a minute. We're going to get into what exclusive means, limited runs, and what the word collector means with these collector tags, because they don't mean really what you think when it comes to toys. This is over $100,000 if you want to get this figure. And this was a commercially produced, this isn't the prototype vintage 21 back Boba Fett, they had on the card that they brought, and they have, this isn't that. This commercially produced. It's foreign. It's well over $100,000 if you want to get this figure. For commercially produced Star Wars action figures, this is the grail. I don't even know what it's going for now. But back then, it was going for that much. But you know what, guys? There is a retro collection that Hasbro has come out with. A retro collection. And can you imagine if they decided to take this droids has a Glasslights card. It's a foreign line, toy line. And they go ahead and put this out again because they've already started to do it. This is not something I would never buy this figure for $100,000 like I would buy $100,000 in bars of gold. My point has always been, it's not a good idea, guys, to do that because it is so unstable. And Hasbro can absolutely, for people that are really looking for this Vlix or a double telescoping Darth Vader 12-back or a vinyl Cape Jawa, you'd think it's impossible for them to just put out a retro exclusive, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, a Celebration exclusive, a this exclusive, a that exclusive. And I say, yes. And no, it won't be the same as this figure. But for a lot of old dads, a lot of baby boomers or people that are collecting this, that need to go spend $100,000-$200,000 on this when you can now go get it at Amazon. If they do this, you have to pay attention to what's going on in the secondary market. So let me go up with these terms. I mentioned this to all of you here, and I'll get to your comments. Let me go ahead and finish this. So bringing this up on the screen, I talked about these exclusives, that was exclusive with that early bird set. The Power of the Force with the coins had collector coins. What does this mean? And let me get to some of this here. Let's go ahead and go to this real quick here. Everybody's going to know what this is. This is the Darkside Anakin. I'm going right to Hot Toys website. Okay. And hopefully it'll load up over here for me because it takes a little bit for this website to load up. But basically with this particular figure, this is a 2018 Toy Fair exclusive, this Darkside Anakin, which is trending over the $800 tier range and approaching the $900 tier range on the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. And when you go ahead and read the fine print, okay, and I'm going to try and get this to come up so we can see it. Here we go. Let's read the last paragraph. Star Wars, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. 6-scale Anakin, Darkside, collectible figure, will be firstly available on shelf at Sideshow Collectibles booth at San Diego Comic-Con. Well, is it a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or is it a Sideshow exclusive? And what does that mean, firstly available? Okay, because it's available later on their website. So now it's available basically at 3 places or 2. It's very vague. It's exclusive. What does exclusive mean? Let's go to the definition of what exclusive is. Pay very close attention. Putting this up on the screen. Exclusive means excluding or not admitting other things, or restricted or limited to the person, group, or area concerned. It's very vague. Restricted to what? This is an exclusive where it can't be sold at other toy distributors? Is it exclusive where it could only be sold at San Diego Comic-Con? Is it, how is this exclusive? And what I'm trying to say here is that word is like the word sale. It's very vague. Sale. Okay, sale. Okay. There's nothing legal and binding. That's the phrase I want you to keep in mind. There's nothing legal and binding here that says that you have to go ahead and only produce a certain amount of these, and it can only come out at this time, especially when you're using words like firstly. Because when you're dealing with legal and binding documents, let me tell you something, baby, if you haven't yet, there's a lot of fine print, and it's just not in there. And also, limited runs with numbers are not in this either. Let's go to something else. Got 107 watching. Please hit that like button. Let's go to another definition. Let's go to the definition of limited. It's limited. What does limited mean? Confined within limits. Restricted. Let's go to another definition. If I could scroll it down. Characterized by enforceable limitations, prescribed as by a constitution upon the scope or exercise of powers. You need a whole hierarchy that's going to put a whole scroll together of a governance, baby, if you think something is going to be limited. Hey, let me tell you what limited means. It's very vague. It means sale. Let me show you something that's limited. Here you go. Here's a Ford Explorer, limited. What's limited about it? They only made 300 of them? No. You can use that term in so many different ways. And the bottom line of what I'm getting to here, and we're going to get to some of your comments, is this, is let's go to the ultimate definition. Okay? You're going to love this one. Let's go to the definition of toy. Toy, an object often a small representation of something familiar as an animal or person for children or others to play with, plaything. Let's go to the second definition. A thing or a matter of little or no value or importance, a trifle. Again, a thing or matter of little or no value or importance or a trifle. Okay, so here's what I'm getting at. With 104 watching, please hit that like button. Pulling this up, this will be better. It's not called Hot Pablo Picasso's. It's not called Hot Jasper Johns. It's not called Hot Norman Rockwell's. It's not called Hot Da Vinci's. That sounds funny. Hot Da Vinci's. It's not called Hot Thomas Kincaid's. It's called Hot Toys. And toys, by definition, don't hold their value like gold or like silver. And that is the whole point of what I'm trying to say, is why I've been saying for several months that you can't invest in this like it's a 401k, like it's going to have a return, is because sometimes you're going to have situations where you're going to have a retro collection, or you're going to have this Vlix that maybe could get reissued within the retro collection from Hasbro. It's just too volatile. I've been through this, and Kenobi and I talked about this, to bring him up again, because we talked about this in his show. We've been through this too much, where I want to get out of these figures basically what I put into them. So I don't really think I'm going to get, even though the Darkside Anakin is going for $800 and it's approaching a $900 tier range, I'm only thinking I'm going to get, $300 for that figure with shipping and taxes, and that's how I look at this. I'm hoping with these toys that I can get my money out of it. I don't think I've been through this too long to really put a lot of stock into that. So I think if you're getting into this where you're really hoping it retains that value, I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to get let down. you're probably going to be disappointed. Sure, some things retain their value. That Vlix still going for a lot. That vinyl Cape Jawa goes for a lot. Those retro collection figures go for a lot. But it's a toy. And a toy, by definition, doesn't have value like some other collectibles. Again, and I brought this all up. Look, a toy is what's played with by a kid. Here's a nice piece. My wife collects these. Isn't this cool? Check this out. Isn't this cool, everybody? Yeah. So my little nephew Tommy, he'll look at this. He's like 5. Like, yeah, okay, great. It's not a toy. It's collectible, but it's not a toy. And these are hot toys. Think about the name of the company. Hot Toys. Forget about anything else. Any of these other definitions they use, it doesn't matter. Exclusive, limited. I just showed you all that. You get a Ford Explorer limited. It means nothing. This is a collectible. Here's a collectible. Wow. Got this from Burger King. I actually got this from Burger King with my dad way back in 1981 or whatever. I was 10 or 11. Cool. This isn't a toy. This is glass. You're not going to let a 3-year-old play with this. You're not going to let a 6-year-old play with this. They're going to get all cut up. This is glass. This ain't a toy. It's something you drink out of. You're going to let them play with your Picasso? This is Hot Toys. That's the point. Now, I've gotten into it. Now, here's the thing. I do the same thing you all do. I collect these hoping they're going to retain its value. I've been doing it my whole, collecting career. And not to speak for him, but, I was talking about Kenobi. So's he, in the past. And the point is that I'm at the point where I know if I'm going to go ahead and buy these, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I bought that A New Hope Obi-Wan Kenobi. I got a really good deal on it. Okay. I'm hoping I can go ahead and get the retail back for it. I don't put that much faith in this stuff that it's going to go ahead and retain that value. It might, and it's possible, but it's not a guarantee. And gold's not a guarantee either, and nothing in the world economy and anything that we go through in life is a guarantee. But toys, by definition, as I pulled up on the screen, is certainly not a guarantee. And make no mistake, these are action figures. They're the highest end. They're expensive as heck, but they pose all over the place, and they got light up features, and you can move the stuff all around, and you can dress them up, and you can dress them down, and you can pose them this way and pose them that way and do all that. And you can get a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old that's going to go nuts on those things. They'll probably break it, but it's a toy, baby. But you can't do that with this. And you can't do that with this piece of glass. Remember what you're collecting. And remember, by definition, what it is. Let's go ahead and see if we could get to some of these comments. I'm sorry over here. And thank you all so much for joining. Please hit that like button. If you're enjoying this live and raw, I feel like I'm raw and live, but I'm really enjoying doing this with you guys. And pulling this up on the screen, Doc. Some tangible to touch those memories. I can feel that glass cup right now. Listen, I want some releases, baby, so I can spill my coffee all over the place. Let's put this one up here. I have the whole Return of the Jedi glass set lost to time. Let me tell you, I had so many figures that were lost to time, Sean. It is absolutely crazy. Blackbird Tech. I remember those glasses. Yeah, man. I mean, I can't believe I still got this sucker. This is fantastic. Doc again with the relics from the past. Aries, you're speaking truths. Well, you know what? I'm just trying to bring a perspective. 808 Michigan Jedi. And I so appreciate everybody who's tuning in to watch. And it's not that it's just a different perspective. I feel like what I try to do is bring a different point of view. Remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. And just from somebody who's not collected Hot Toys for a long time. I mean, I started collecting Hot Toys really a year ago, last year. But I've been collecting Star Wars collectibles forever. And when you've been through it, and you've been through it, you start to get the idea that if you're collecting action figures, you're collecting toys, and toys don't have necessarily the same holding power as some other they just don't. Not all the time. Let's see some of these other comments over here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. But, I hope that this opens up some eyes for you, gives you a different perspective on some of this, because, just seeing those definitions, pulling this up on the screen, exclusive, limited edition, or special edition strategies to get our money. And you know what, Sergio? That's true. And there's strategies to get our attention, just like the word sale, which will probably eventually happen with the Jet Trooper. Because, let's go ahead and go back to some of this. Here's a real interesting thing here that you guys are going to love this one. The Jet Trooper, breaking news, is trending down. And pulling this up on the screen, and getting back to some of these, back from June 9th, $152.51, not including the $15.50 in shipping, not including taxes. And let's go ahead and pull up more Jet Troopers. So you could see Jet Trooper here, and that was good feedback. Here's one for almost 50,000 feedback, 100%, $199. Wow, already actually told this the two that he sold actually was for $198. This went up a buck. I guess it must be. I guess it must be trending up. Again, that is absolutely crazy with the Jet Trooper. Another reason to pay attention to all the things going on within the secondary market, because you just never know what some of these figures are going to do. But while this is up, for sale right now, and it's in stock, it is actually trending way down from the actual retail price. And that's very, very telling. Let's go to some other stuff over here. So Jinn is back up on the move. Here's another one that, rose back down. Rose down. And you can look right here. Jinn Erso Deluxe again, just back from June 7th. And I saw, ever since that I put her down, all the signs are showing her trend back up. $570 with 59 bids. Wow, not including the $20 in shipping. Wow. Let's bust through some more of these. Here's one that's insane. I mean, this figure, folks, is insane. Insanity. The Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't care if it's deluxe, like you see on the screen right here, or the non-deluxe. But the secondary market pull for this particular figure is absolutely bonkers. I really believe, is it possible that this Obi-Wan Deluxe could actually match where the regular Anakin Skywalker is? And I say, yes, I really do. This is on the move, folks. This is on the move. It's like we're at Daytona 500, and he's ready to get, up into that top 5. And I'm telling you, that figure is absolutely insane for sure. Let's continue to go down. Jinn might be, let's put this up on a screen real quick. Jinn might reissue if she appears in the Andor series. That'd be great if they can get Felicity Jones to show up in that series, even a cameo or anything. I do. I actually see Disney, Blackbird, working with Felicity Jones again. I really, really do. And also Donnie Yen. I mean, that would be great to get some of those martial arts. I'm a martial artist. I've been, forever. I love practicing that stuff, and I really admire Donnie Yen. And when I found out that he was in Rogue One, I literally spilled my coffee, baby, all over that. And that's a figure I really wish. I'm trying to. I keep an eye on to try and get that Chirrut Imwe And I'd love if they can go ahead and reissue or come up with a different variation of that figure. But with Donnie Yen, the way he's used in movies, and also Felicity Jones, I really do see Disney, reaching out to them. I really do believe that that's something that could happen. But you know what? I mean, now you're getting me into some of this cool stuff. Let's go ahead and go with it, baby, because I want to spill some coffee. Can I go ahead and take a sip of this before I spill it? Looks like we got Nanaha collectibles in the house. Probably so many because I've been talking and chatting away. Review coming soon. I don't know what figure, but I love all your reviews, Dante. And thank you so much for watching. And everybody, please go ahead and hit that like button. And as I said earlier in the show, we're going to have Jedi Toys is in the house right now. We've got Manaha Collectibles, Dante in the house. We've got Desi from Metamorphic Customs and the Market Value Chart Show with a Hot Toys Talk Edition, which means we'll have a full panel. We'll be live this coming Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the four of us, baby, will be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. And you have to wonder, is it possible that on this live show, I may throw this up at Dante and say, what do you think about this? Or I may throw this up at Desi, or I may throw this out at Sergio from Jedi Toys. I already know what Nate would do from geeking out when I pull this up on the screen. But let's just go with it. Let's have some fun, baby. We've already been having a ton of fun. But come on, is it possible? Is it possible that Hot Toys could throw at us a Jimmy Smits, a Bail Organa figure? Now, if Nate was here, he would rip this up right here. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I got this little pad. Let's rip this up. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your darn mind? Listen. you listen. You got my juices flowing. I want to spill my coffee. I got Powerade, but I need to get some coffee, baby. Listen. You're talking about Felicity Jones. We're talking about Donnie Yen and Jimmy Smits. Let me tell you, he's fan-friendly and he's workable. And I can absolutely, you're talking about these series that are coming up, like the Andor series or this series or that series. And I 100% in my gut. I am a dark Jedi. So I do feel the Force. And the Force, I feel a disturbance in the Force that Jimmy Smits is going to go ahead and be on future Disney upcoming content, brother. And what you gonna do when Hot Toys releases a Bail Organa on you? What you gonna do, buddy? I'm telling you, this is coming. 102. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Listen, Jimmy Smits, that's right, Star Killer. Let's put it up. Jimmy Smits will spill my coffee. Listen, this dude was in, come on, he's in the prequels. He's in the animated series. He's in Rogue One. He's in a lot. Important character. And you think they're going to use this guy again? For sure. I can't wait for them to bring him in. And this has Hot Toys written all over it. Because a lot of people come into Hot Toys for the head sculpts. And man, I would spill my coffee. I would spill this Powerade all over myself, baby. Yeah, I'm telling you. Crazy. I think that this could happen. What do you guys think? I mean, listen, yes. Here we go. Manaha Collectibles. Yes. Listen, they're going to call Jimmy Smits. They're going to get on the phone. They're going to say, hey, Jimmy. He's going to say, what's going on? Do you want to be on upcoming Star Wars content? He's going to say, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. I'm telling you right now. Now, this, when would something like this come? Who knows? Hot Toys can. This is the kind of thing. Releasing a figure like this, and it's funny because Don Prime brought this up on my last live episode, Hot Toys Talk Edition. Not this Friday, but the Friday before. He brought this up. He brought up Nien Nunb. Okay. And Nien Nunb was had a smaller part than Jimmy Smits, of course. And was in, the original trilogy and was also in the sequels. And it would be something that would garner a lot of attention. You talking about an attention grabber? I mean, I don't know a lot of people that would hate this figure. I know I wouldn't. I would be like, you know what? Is it possible that this is a reason for somebody to come in and start collecting Hot Toys? And I say, yes, this is one of those figures that can bring some people in. You know, it costs money to go ahead and advertise on a billboard. It costs money to put things on television. Did you know that? Of course you know that. And sometimes when you're coming out with product, you can use that in a way to advertise. This is that type of character. You know, I would spill my coffee on some kind of weird release like this. Let's go to some more. Again, you know, this would be like getting Lobot. Where's Nate, baby? Where is Nate? Come on. This is awesome. Let's go to another one. All right, this one's going to cause some interest. Ah, yes. All right, look, listen. I don't want to hear if you like the sequels. I don't want to hear if you hate the sequels. Listen, I'm not interested in that. I'm talking to you from a business perspective. Let me tell you what's going on right now, baby. That Rey is selling better than Rex right now. That Kylo Ren is right next to Rex right now. And they're selling a lot at the last minute. And I'm telling you right now that this is the only character. This is the only character in the sequels. But if you put out Emperor Palpatine, I don't care. Maybe make believe you never saw the sequels and someone just painted this image and you got that red on the black and he's sitting there like this. You'd be like, you know what? I want that figure in my collection. Like you want that Solo Maul. People didn't think anyone would pick up the Solo Maul. You know, the Solo movie, which like no one went to go watch in the box office. Like, yeah, that one. Like that's the one I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, and I know what Howard Chan said about the sequel figures, but things change, things evolve. You've got that hot front coming in, baby, and you got the cold front coming in. And when they collide, brother, it is an absolute storm. And I'm telling you, this figure right here has money on it. Because how many people that are picking up that Rey and Kylo would jump all over an Emperor Palpatine? Let's say you were in a coma for the last 10 years and you never heard about the sequels and you just woke up from the coma. I'm out of the coma. Okay. And you just saw this picture like, whoa, dude, I got to get that figure. Yeah, that's the kind of effect that this figure would have. And that's why I'm saying I don't want to hear about the sequels, because it's not about the sequels. This is about marketing. And I'm telling you right now, this is a bad ASS figure looking. I mean, it just is. It's like that Solo Maul. I mean, honestly, I really didn't get the Solo Maul, to be quite honest with you, because of the Solo movie. I got the Solo Maul because it's bad ASS. With those robot legs. It just is. I'm just telling you right now. That's why I got the Solo Maul. I like it. And they come out with this. But Aries, what do you think about the sequels? Who cares what I think about the sequels? I'm telling you about the market. You don't want to hear? Go watch Doomcock if you want to find out. You know what about the sequels. I'm telling you right now, this has money on it. This is the only sequel figure, I believe, that has money on it. But I'm telling you right now, you can take a look at, you think that Rey is doing good? With all the, you think that Kylo's doing good? Personally, I'd pick this up before that Rey and that Kylo any day of the week if all these three were up. This would be the first one that I would get, baby, and I'd spill my coffee all over it. I'm telling you right now. I love somebody's comments over here. Let's see. I love this. I was in a coma from watching the sequels. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Oh my God, that's funny as heck. This and Dark Rey would sell. You know what, Desi? You're right. You're 100% right. Dark Rey would sell. That is another figure. Great point. You know, maybe we'll go ahead and talk about this coming Friday just a little bit. Have some fun. bringing these perspectives. But I'm telling you right now, you see how Rey is doing. I mean, Rey is, I mean, she was number one for like a week. I think the artillery trooper's number one pre-order now, and then her. But man, oh man, Darkside Rey. Yeah, I agree, Desi. Doc puts up over here 2-pack with Dark Rey. Man, I couldn't resist. Sith? Come on, dude. I mean, I just like Sith. I mean, you're going to give me Sith? Dude, I'm going to pick this up. You know, going up there right here, I'd actually pick this up. Gemini Toy, Sergio. This helps for sure. Either do source material as meh. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, who cares about the source material? I mean, that's like when I picked up the Solo Maul. And right here, let's see. Actually missed this one. Kevin Clark, Palpatine has money, not my money. Yeah, it does have money, though. It's not going to have everybody's money. You're right. Let's see over here. Negan, ex-Army. I don't think they will make either one. They want to get as far away from the sequels as possible. I totally agree. I totally agree there, Negan. However, because of this hot front and this cold front, and I don't think, I'm telling you right now, Negan, and everybody watching, Hot Toys did not expect that Rey to be doing better than all the Mandalorian figures right now after the final production photos. I'm telling you, they did not. They did not. And sometimes when a dog smells a bone, they might be going one direction. This is the direction we're going. We're getting far away from the sequels. Oh, wait a minute. But there's a juicy steak over there. Look, we're only talking about a figure. We're talking about Emperor Palpatine. Really. I mean, with these robes, I mean, and the Darkside Rey is a wow. I mean, how would that 2-pack do? That's a... Oh, my God. Who said in here the coffee is hot, baby? The Big Daddy 64 said the coffee is hot, baby. Come on, this is what I'm talking about. This is why collecting Hot Toys is so much fun, everybody. Because when you're going ahead and you're collecting Hot Toys, you're opening up the package, you're taking a look at these head sculpts. Now, mind you, these head sculpts are works of art. There's not one that is identical. So in a way, I like using that because like Peter Cushing did that in A New Hope. He said, in a way. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all his words when he was talking to Vader. But in a way, they are all unique. So they could come out with like 40,000 of a figure. But if they had a head sculpt, all 40,000 would be different and unique. Very, very interesting. But I'm telling you right now, the coffee is hot, baby. The coffee is definitely hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, we got, let's see. Let's put this up on the screen. Lane Kramer says, what about a Revenge of the Sith Palps from Hot Toys? I'd take 1 cup of coffee, and then if they gave me, let's see, if they gave me, okay, so they give me this Rise of Skywalker Palpatine. I'm going to take my coffee, and I'm going to spill it all over myself. But they give me a Revenge of the Sith Palpatine. I'm going to take that pot of coffee. And as I'm pouring it in there, and that whole pot is going to fall, and all the glass is going to shatter, baby, because that would be something that would be fabulous. And I do think something like that is coming. Lane, for sure. Thank you for the $2 bomb. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But, yeah. What about a 2-pack? What about putting in Emperor Palpatine? You know, they've never done something like that before, but they've never done some of the things that they've been doing lately, right? There's always, you talk about, thinking outside the box. You talked about a C-3PO. What if they gave you a DX C-3PO? Okay. And with the DX C-3PO, you get the red arm, you get the silver leg, you get the gold leg. You have all this stuff. Okay, well, across as many movies. Is it possible that they could go ahead and give you a Rise of Skywalker Palpatine and then they somehow mix it in with the Revenge of the... I don't know. But you know what? That would be a DX set that'd be the bomb, baby. I mean, give me... maybe they can mix in the freaking Return of the Jedi one with that. Just give us a whole super DX Palpatine with like, I don't know, man. I'd be all over that. I would be all over Palpatine. And that's a figure that's just so high within the secondary market. Let's see here. Single songwriter. Snoke plus Palpatine 2-pack. I would order it. Snoke. You know what? In the future, maybe. I think I saw some, like, didn't we see some Snoke clones in the Favreau and Filoni Mandalorian thing? Who knows? They might do something. They could do it with a 2-pack here too. Who knows? There are some possibilities. With some of these figures, especially with Snoke's not a bad idea. Let me see, someone put up in here, I want Poe coffee, baby. You know what? I don't think that they'll come out with Poe. I don't think that they'll come out with an Oscar Isaac figure. I think that they have the prototype. Do I think, if they somehow, Filoni and Favreau, bring in Oscar Isaac for something for the future, or something where he goes back to doing what he's doing, and something with where he's an X-Wing pilot or something, is it possible? Sure, that changes the ball game on a lot of things. Disney has a plan. Make no mistake. Disney has a plan. They don't want to leave all the controversy from the sequels the way it is. And in a way, bring it up Peter Cushing away. In a way, the Mandalorian kind of starts to smooth that out. And as that series goes on, and the Book of Boba Fett, and the Lando series, the Andor series, and the Ahsoka series, and the Acolyte series, and this series, and that series, and this movie, and that movie, will they never speak? I will never speak to Oscar Isaac again. Who knows? Is it possible in the future? It sure is. I will point this out to you all. Please hit that like button. Keeping 103 in here, man. 104. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. Helps. Appreciate it. Listen, people were really down on the prequels back in the day. Maybe some of you don't remember. And some of you might have been too young. But it used to bother me because I really loved The Phantom Menace. And I never minded Jar Jar Binks. But it was bad, baby. There's a lot of people. I loved Darth Maul. I loved Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn. I just love that movie. I might have watched that Star Wars movie. I'm an OT guy, but I probably watched The Phantom Menace more than any other Star Wars movie. Just saying. I'm not saying it's my favorite. I'm just saying I probably watched it more than any other Star Wars movie. Just being honest. A lot of people didn't like it back then. It got a lot of bad. It got bad. It was bad like this. Just being honest. And they didn't have the internet as power as it was today. You're dealing with Y2K back then and all that, but it wasn't like it was today. But I'm telling you, look at the prequels now. Kind of a different vibe, isn't it? Kind of a different vibe. Different vibe altogether. Is it possible that does Filoni have the power? Let me ask you this. Is it possible that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have the power that in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, that some of these characters, he's bringing up Poe Dameron, can be looked at differently? And I say, yes, it can be done. Do I think that's in the back of Disney's minds when they meet in marble halls and close the doors and everyone's going to work thinking about planning down the road? I do. I sure do. And all I can say is never say never. Very, very interesting stuff and very, very good comment there for sure. So let's go ahead and let's have some more fun, baby. So we're looking at Palpatine here. I think this one's going to blow your minds. Let's go ahead and spill some more coffee. Let me bring this up to this screen because this will show it a little bit better. And let's see, which one do I want to bring up over here? Okay, come on. Okay, listen. Don't tell me they're not going to do this. Look, I was one of the ones, okay? I put this on one of my early videos a few months ago. I said Quill was going to come out. And they were like, okay, listen, the series 1 is over. Listen, This is season 2. Okay. And can you see a frog lady here with that little egg container and a Grogu? Yes, you'll get another Grogu. And I will share this a little bit with you. This is Aries Raw. You know, I'm not recording a podcast, taking things out and being perfect. That scene where the frog lady finally met up with her husband. You know, right when Din Djarin was going to finally meet, the Mandalorian who's going to meet Bo-Katan and her crew. That was a very touching scene. It was very much. I don't know if any of you OT fans ever watched the original Battlestar Galactica with Lauren Green, Dirk Benedict, and I think it was Richard Hatch. I absolutely, and I'm a big fan of the new Battlestar Galactica with Edward James Olmos. I mean, that's one of the best shows ever in the world. I'm just saying, if you've never watched Battlestar Galactica, revisit it, and they're going to go. That was just unbelievable. But the Glenn A. Larson Battlestar Galactica from the 70s, it had a lot of originality, like Star Wars: A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. And this scene, the whole thing, what they do with The Mandalorian, I don't know what they do. Filoni's and Favreau are just amazing. I mean, they brought me, I'm spilling my coffee thinking about it. I need a cup of coffee right now. But that scene when she meets up with her husband and the Mandalorian got her to her destination, that's what hope is all about, baby. Star Wars. Man, would I buy this figure? I'd buy this just as quick as I'm buying the quill. And I love aliens. I can use a little more. I want Bosk. Okay. I want I just absolutely I want Greedo. Come on. But yeah, I think that this figure, I don't know what you guys think, but this puts a big smile on my face. And I'd love for it to come with a Grogu and that egg set, and I would pose that and play with that sucker all day long, baby. And I understand there's other figures. Let me put this up. Ralph McQuarrie was the concept artist for Battlestar Galactica also. Was he really? I did not know that. Wow. Again, Battlestar Galactica, that I still watch that to this day. It's a really good show, the original one. I will tell you that the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, I think that's Ronald D. Moore, but you guys will correct me if I'm wrong. But that is phenomenal as well. But let's go ahead and bring up another one here that I think is going to put a huge smile on your face. But I would love the Frog Lady. And do I think that this is something that Hot Toys can put up on us? I absolutely do. For sure. Let's go to another one. I know you guys will love this. Let me blow this up so you can see it a little better. Come on. I put up some. Come on. From the prequels. Just give us the Kit Fisto already. Give us a Plo Koon. Give us a 2-pack, baby. Give us a 2-pack of these Jedi. This would be a monster. You tell me right now. Oh, you tell me. Put it in the comments right now. Type it in. You tell me how this 2-pack would do. If they put out a 2-pack of Plo Koon and Kit Fisto, where is that going to be on your list, brother? What you going to do if Hot Toys drop the bomb like this on you? What you going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this all day long. This would make me smile. This is another thing that would bring a lot of collectors a reason to come into Hot Toys with something like this. And man, I mean, yeah, you can release these individually, but if they're all concerned about money and the extra packaging and whatnot, you could even put this in a 2-pack. I would be all over this, baby. All over. Let's put up some comments here. Pib Ford, immediate buy. Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jonathan O'Kane, all Jedis must be bought. Easy money. Absolutely. Single songwriter. More Jedi are needed. Absolutely. Doricus Maximus, day one pre-order. Absolutely. Come on. Come on. I mean, just look at this here. And I agree, Link, with the Padme. Padme's coming. Padme's coming, baby. And if they just, I mentioned this on Dante's show, back on Friday. If the only figure they came out with the next 3 months was Padme, it takes that imbalance I talked about in my last podcast and kind of brings it up considerably. Just that one figure. I would love that Padme. But man, guys, I would love this for sure. Let's bring some of these comments up. Red 5 strong, a must-have. I mean, would this be a 2-pack? I don't know who would complain about this 2-pack. I mean, unless the price was just a little outrageous. But this is what I want. This is what's going to make me spill my coffee. I might. I'm telling you right now. This is immediate. This is Aries going live. This is Aries going live immediately. It doesn't matter what time this is. Yeah. And bringing up here, OG fan, when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Big support of this channel. Thank you, everybody watching. Please hit that like button. This is really amazing tonight. I did not expect this type of response and all of you coming on in here, but I do appreciate it. Please go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina too. I know so many people watch this and don't subscribe, so it would be great to have you subscribe if you're liking the content. So thank you so much. But yeah, more Jedi, more Sith, more troopers. Just give me more. But give me characters like this, OG fan. Give me characters like Kit Fisto. Give me characters like Plo Koon. Give me characters like Ki-Adi-Mundi. Give me characters like Aayla Secura. Give me characters like Shakti. You're doing a Clone Wars line. I don't care what season you're on. That you're making. Give me characters like Asajj Ventress. Give me characters like Savage Opress. Give me characters like Cad Bane. Give me characters like Bespin Han. Give me characters like Bespin Luke, like Return of the Jedi Vader. Come on, man. Let's pull this up on the screen from Lane. Man, talking about this makes me wish season 6 came out just for a Maul episode, so we could have seen Mother Talzin clash with Palpatine in motion. Look, that's another thing. You talk about Palpatine and 105 watching. Please go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you all so much for tuning in. But listen, going back to Palpatine, there's so many. Put out a DX Palpatine. Put out a DX Palpatine. You got that Return of the Jedi Palpatine right now. And I'm telling you that figure is trending up again. According to the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. That figure is selling well into the $600s and $700. And it's a $600 tier range figure again. Put out a DX Palpatine and give it the trimmings to kind of go ahead and match for a lot of these movies. And I'm telling you, that would be a coffee spilling release, and a release that'll bring a lot of people, especially got a lot of people right now, picking up the Rey and picking up the Kylo and, picking up some other figures. And it'd just be great to have a Palpatine. So sure, you can have him in there. You may mix in the Clone Wars stuff with that, as well. But yeah, thank you so much for that, Lane. I mean, no brainers. And let's bring this up and this figure here, I got him up with Bale again, but see, the C-3PO is in everything. That's the point. What has C-3PO not been in? And when you pull up everything best selling, I mean, C-3PO, the sideshow C-3PO, I kid you not. The sideshow C-3PO is selling better than the Blurrg. It's selling better than the Blurrg. Okay? Forget about Blurrgomania. There's C-3PO mania going on, baby. And this brings a lot of smiles. A lot of joy. And you can get a couple of R2s when you come into Hot Toys. You can't get C-3PO. I think that's a pivotal piece. Certainly something that would work well with one of these convention exclusives or one of these, exclusives, that are coming out. I think that this would be a no-brainer. For sure. Let's put this up. I like this one, OG fan. Aayla Secura and Shakti 2-pack would be epic. Now listen. Now you're talking my language. Bringing this back up on the screen. When you're talking about a 2-pack like this, when I'm talking about Kit Fisto and Plo Koon, baby, or you're talking about Aayla Secura and Shakti, baby, put them both out. This would be incredible. This is the kind of thing that I believe that will take that balance of Hot Toys and really go ahead and shift it up. Listen, then they can give me Frog Lady, baby. Okay? They can give us Frog Lady. They can give us Cobb Vanth. They can give us Grief Karga. They can give us Casca Reeves. They can give us, who was the other Mandalorian that was with Casca Reeves and Bo-Katan? I feel like he vanished. You give us him. You can give us this one, that one, and you give us all these. Like you could outweigh these figures by like 4-1, 5-1. But go ahead and just give me the Padme. Give me a Plo Koon. Give me a Kit Fisto. Give me a Shakti. Give me an Aayla Secura, and all is well in the world, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Windu. C-3PO and R2, I think we're in every Star Wars movie since 1977. Yes. Right, single songwriter. Ruben G72, Windu, and Senator Palpatine 2-pack. Come on. That would be, come on. What about that 2-pack? What do you think happens to Anakin then? Let me ask you a question. What do you guys think in the chat happens if they come out with Ruben's idea here? It's a good idea. Windu and Palpatine 2-pack. What happens to Anakin in the secondary market? I mean, my goodness. My goodness. I mean, that would be like, that would just be like crazy. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I love this kind of conversation. I love this. And this is what it's all about, is when you're talking about having the joy of collecting, that's what this is. When you were a kid, okay? I'm going to go ahead and bring this full circle to this. When you were a kid, when I was a kid, and I was getting the figures, and I would be playing with my friends, and I'd have the Luke Skywalker with the double telescope and like, along with my dinosaur figures, right? And little dinosaur things, dinosaur set. You know, have a little R2-D2, you turn into a little thing, and you got C-3PO, and you're kind of wondering, like, well, where they're going to come out with this character and that character, and you're kind of all anticipating. You're excited because you're excited about toys, and that's what this is all about. And for me, again, I don't invest in these thinking I'm going to go ahead and double the value. It feels good when that happens, but I don't rely on it and I don't set on it. I just want to keep my eye on it. So if it goes down, I mean, a lot of you have asked me, like, what do I think of why did I get out of the Black Series? It's not that I don't like the Black Series. I love the Black Series. I just got really skittish that it was going to lose value. Like the Episode 1 figures. Like the Attack of the Clones figures. The Revenge of the Sith figures. Like the Power of the Force figures. Like the Freeze Frame figures. Like the Unleashed figures. Like, all these other figures that I've collected in the past. And I want to be mindful. If I see something going on where I'm going to lose a boatload, I don't want to lose my shirt on it. And I did on a lot of those. So what I do here now, with Hot Toys are pretty safe. Because, it's a very high, it costs a lot of money. And you can pretty much get your money back on them. You just got to keep an eye on it. And it's really cool when a figure goes up, but it's what it's all about. And I don't buy it. You guys, I'll put out a collection video soon. I don't have every Star Wars figure. I wish I did. Of course, I wish I did, but I know that I can't. But I enjoy. I'm thinking maybe in 5 years I can get this many more. Then maybe in 10 years, I actually think that far away I'll be able to get all that. Or I don't got everything on pre-order. But it doesn't matter. I'm still all excited about those figures. Just like when I was a kid, I knew that my parents, I wouldn't be able to get every Star Wars playset. I wouldn't be able to get every figure in the 12-inch. So I think I got out of them, which was great. I got a 15-inch Chewbacca, and I got a 15-inch Darth Vader. I didn't get like all the other ones that were out there. They just didn't have the money, back, to get all that. But I was still excited about all of them, and I hung out with my friends who had other figures, and we just had fun imagining. And that's what this is all about. But if you approach this where, it must be, worth this, or it must be worth that, then you're kind of getting all edgy about it. So that's why I have a lot of fun, and I enjoy taking a look at all this market stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool. And that's what it's all about. Senator Bail Organa in a 2-pack with Jar Jar. Listen, Jar Jar is going to come, right? That would be, I really do believe that Jar Jar is going to come. Is it possible that Filoni and Favreau bring Jar Jar in some future, Disney content, forthcoming content? I'm going to say it right now. And I say, yes, Jar Jar is coming, baby. And I would love that figure. That would be such a novelty figure. I think that figure would do better than a lot of people would think for that figure, for sure. For sure. Let's put this up on the screen. Well, Ciscale Cantina Axwell is the other member of the Night Owls. Absolutely. And thank you for that link. And then right here, Jonathan O'Kane. I love how even open Hot Toy figures can keep value and even go higher. Couldn't sustain that with the Black Series. Yeah, I don't really see any danger with Hot Toys. They're just so expensive, and they have such a bucket of figures that Disney wants them to put out, and they have enough problems as it is, producing figures and coming out with figures in a timely manner that, for a lot of these figures that are quote unquote Grail figures that are going so high, it's just going to take a long time. And even when they do, you see with the Attack of the Clones Yoda, the Empire Strikes Back Vader, from a Star Wars perspective anyway, it's just going to be, they're too expensive. For it to go like that Jet Trooper I showed before, for it to be sinking like, $120, $190 like that. I'm not, you would see me get out of it, to be honest with you. I followed this stuff for a long time. I would be well out of it, but there's no danger there. Again, there's danger more. I bring a lot of these insights in, for you guys, because, I like sharing it. I've been through it. I'm still learning myself. And we're all learning together, and it's good to just have a perspective. I just remembered when I was a kid, and what I'm doing now, I'm having a lot of joy and fun, collecting figures, watching the values of them, making sure, because, here's something here, we'll go to this, what you gonna do when these Hot Toys hit waitlist on you? What you gonna do? Well, I tell you what I'm gonna do. If I'm not interested in the figure, I could care less. Okay. There's a lot of hype with that. The thing is, though, but if it's not a figure I'm interested in, I could care less about it. But if it is a figure I'm interested in, I brought up that heavy infantry Mandalorian. Thank goodness, because I don't want to spend $450 on it. And I don't put a lot in the pre-orders. I don't want any of my money tied up in there unless it's a figure I really think is like the Rey. I got that on pre-order, and the Kylo Ren. I really think that those have the potential. I give those red alerts that they can actually, like the heavy infantry Mandalorian, like the Mudtrooper, have the potential to not hit stock. And I get busy, myopic on other things, and I don't just like buy and tie up all the money that way. I'd rather keep the money, the figure I want to get. I could always change my mind, something like that. So I wait for it to get in stock. You know what I mean? But you got to figure. You got to follow these figures. Otherwise, you can get burned, especially if you don't pre-order on them. But not only do I not pre-order everything, I don't buy everything. And you can see right here, I'm spilling my coffee, baby. I'm a Star Wars freakazoid Hot Toys nut, and I don't buy every one of them. And I know I'm never going to have every one of them, but I have a lot of fun doing it, for sure. So listen, we're at an hour and a half, and man, this is great. And I'm going to go ahead. This is the podcast for this week, baby. This is the podcast. Put this up here real quick. Dooku and Sidious 2-pack. Excuse me, kind of swallowed that wrong. Yeah, I mean, this is fun stuff. This is fun stuff, baby. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. It really supports the channel. And please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this. Remember, I am going to be, the next live show is going to be this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles. We're going to have Desi from Metamorphic Customs. And we're going to have Sergio from Gemi Toys. And we're maybe going to talk about some of these things and spill some coffee together, baby. So go ahead and put that on your calendars for sure. And thank you all for watching. And let's see. With this live and raw, for this show only, I'll use this tagline as I sign off. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I get it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.